Oh shit, bitch.
What's going on? It's your boy.
We live, dog.
Skinny Penis.
Check.
This is what you all nervous about, bro.
Oh boy,
Don't worry. It
you
gets
guys
better.
dragged me in here.
So it took us 39 episodes, but we finally got him. We captured the man himself.
I showed up right away.
39 episodes later.
I mean,
Actually, okay.
Is he even sub to it or following us?
In his defense, he did ask us to help him.
Oh yeah,
you'll have that, you know.
yeah, we can figure that out.
We got FC Mike in the chat, bro. What's good, man?
What's going on?
So introduce yourself to everybody who doesn't know you. Which
Everyone who knows you in the chat, I want you to introduce yourself again.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Josh.
Keep the flow going, dog.
You got this.
I'm
Come
a
on.
rapper, and I tried to get my album cover art here today, but didn't happen.
Well, you know.
Check him on SoundCloud.
But no, for real, my name is Josh BESS, and I've been friends with these guys for a while, but been drifting for too long, and I just got my car finally kind of done, and I'm also co-owner of Limitless AutoFab.
Check out the link in the chat. We'll be putting more of them in later if someone misses it. But anyways, so let's jump right into drifting, right? How long would you say you've been interested in the sport and then actually drifting?
Oof. Well, it sounds kind of cheesy, but I actually got into drifting from watching Tokyo Drift.
I mean, that's, half of
And
America.
that's
probably
everybody.
most of my freshman, sophomore year before I got my driver's license and stuff in high school, I watched Tokyo Drift like every day.
Yeah.
And so I always wanted to do it, but I didn't like understand it at all.
Right.
And I definitely thought it was like front wheel drive, e-brake stuff.
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Like McDonald's trays and shit. Like,
Oh yeah, like my first car was a Chevy Cavalier, and like totally thought I was gonna drift that car. But
Buddy gang.
no, I would say probably 15 years that I've been
Interested in it?
interested in the drifting.
Okay, so how long have you been actually, participating in the sport grassroots wise?
While my car is working or without?
I count the whole time. I mean, you're into it no matter what. I mean, even if your car wasn't necessarily up and running, you were still helping people out. You were still going to events.
I think 2014 was my first drift event.
Same.
What was your first car?
S13 hatch.
S13 hatch. All right, ladies
It
and
was
gentlemen.
pretty rough. So
We're gonna pull
Those
up.
are real rough.
We're gonna pull up some pictures here real quick for you. So the bottom left,
yeah, the
This,
bottom left was my baby.
this
I,
black hatch.
I was searching Craigslist every day. Pretty much had no money, and I had to sell the Cavalier to get this. But I convinced my grandpa at like midnight one night to drive me all the way to Thompson, Iowa, which is like on the border of Minnesota. And I picked this gym up for about $800. And I'm pretty sure when we got there, he about passed out thinking I was going to have to drive this thing home. And I was all jazzed up about it. It was an 89, and it had a dual-overhead cam swap in it, which was like a big thing
Shit,
for the
dude.
KAs. And so funny story is I left this dude's house, and I drove like an hour, and I got pulled over by a state trooper. And the guy comes up and tells me like it's a sick car and all this, definitely full of shit, and ends up writing me a ticket for bald tires.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I didn't even know that was something you could get a ticket for.
Yeah. He's like, well, you should have organized and set up a date with a tire company to have new tires put on it the day you bought it, and this and that. So he gave me a ticket for that, a ticket for a loud muffler, and for not having registration on it. And I bought it like 2 hours before this.
So a signed title didn't work?
No, he didn't care.
What a fuck.
So, anyways, that happens, and I get back in the car, and I start driving closer to home, and my grandpa was like, hey, let's stop and get something to eat at this Perkins. So I was like, oh, sweet.
Solid choice.
So I go to lock the door at the Perkins, and I snap my only key off I have for the car in the lock cylinder of the door. So now we're like 5 hours away from home. No key. The guy I bought the 240 from won't answer his phone.
So what time is it now?
It's like 5 p.m. on a Sunday.
Oh, shit.
And I had to call a locksmith from like 2 cities over to come make a new key, and it cost me like $220.
It's like half the car, bro.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you put new tires on it too at the same
Shit,
time.
dude.
So
Yeah,
at
that's
this
crazy.
time, I have more in tickets and a key than I almost do the whole car. And I haven't even made it home yet.
So what'd your grandpa say? Was he following you when the cop pulled you over?
Oh, yeah.
Did he get out or like did he stop or?
He stopped and like waited, and then he like basically just couldn't believe the officer was giving me these tickets.
Yeah, it's pretty bogus. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so you get the black hatch, right? What's the first mod? And this is back in 2014.
Yeah. Actually, like I was on, even though it was like my first 240, I was pretty active with the forums and stuff. And I actually think, okay, the first mod I did, no, I'm wrong. The first mod I did is these like super corny like race seats. And if you like pull them up, one of the pictures, I don't know if you can
I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
zoom in, but anyways, I had these
Yeah, you won't be able to see it really.
like I don't even know, like pro car race seats from Jegs or something. I got both of them for $200. And
Like the stamped steel. Like,
oh no, like the big like upholstered ones.
oh, okay.
And they're
okay.
like you know you got a race car now. You know what I'm saying? And anyways, so that, and then my actual like first good mod is I actually bought coilovers for the car.
Okay.
And I saved up and I bought Stance coilovers, and they're actually the same coilovers that are on my current car to this day.
Not rebuilt at all.
No, and that was in 2014. But
God damn.
you have to put. They still only have about 100 miles on them.
Maybe 200.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, so let's fast forward to like 2016, right? Yeah, let's transition back. You're painted the car white, I'm guessing, or is the white car a different car?
Yeah. So, no, let me cover this here. So, basically, I got the hatch as good as I could, and I was working on it, and I was like, yo, this thing is way too rusty. And at this time, I was going to college, and I met my friend and our friend now, Mike, and I like totally talked him into, fixing this car up. And so he bought it off of me for, I don't even remember, cheap. I don't know. I have no idea. And I actually end up trying to find a clean car. And what I did is something that if someone did to me today, I would tell them to, okay, Mike's in the chat. He said $200.
Dude, what's with you two like just pawning off shit on these new people you start hanging out with, man?
Who?
You too, motherfucker.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. I mean,
Worst mistake ever, Mike says.
I wanna just see what happened to that car after Mike got it. Didn't it end up in 3 pieces?
So this is like my favorite story. Is I wasn't there, but if you guys know Mike, he's got a little rage sometimes.
Good old dad rage.
And he like had it parked out next to his garage in the alley, and like no one even goes down the alley, so I don't even know who made a big deal out of that at that time. But someone put a sticker on it from the city saying that if he didn't do something with it, they were gonna tow it. And well, that pushed him over the edge. And the next picture I got from him was he sawzawed the car in 3 pieces and stacked it on top of itself.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, he said, tow this.
That's worth $200 though. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude.
I'm not gonna lie.
That was awesome. So
That car was shit. It was awful.
You saw it?
I picked it up.
Oh,
That's that picture in my Instagram of me holding a car on its
Oh,
side.
yeah.
Yeah, that's that hatch.
So, anyways,
Gave
at
me
that,
tetanus.
I was looking for either I had my coupe. I can't know. I don't remember if I had it already or not. But the story on getting the coupe is, I was getting like the assisted loans or whatever for college,
Yeah.
and however much my tuition was gonna be, and what I got was like I was gonna have like $3,000 extra.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
So I messaged this dude in December, and I was like, and this was all through the forums, and I messaged this dude, and he had the coupe, and I was like, hey man, like, I want to buy the car, and I made him answer like 200 questions and send pictures, and then I decided to drop the bomb and tell him I won't have the money till March. And the dude was like, well, how much money do you have today? And I was like, $100. And I had PayPal. So he was just like, all right, well, just give me $100 down and I'll wait till March. So I was like pretty sure that I was not ever going to get that $100 back.
Gonna get scammed.
But I did it anyways. And March come around and I hit the dude up and I went up and I got the car.
Damn. what a solid dude.
Yeah. And it was just a roller. It was a full interior roller, but it was like all stock suspension, stock steely wheels, no KA or anything in it. And for $3,000, which I mean wasn't like super cheap, but it was rust free, so
I'd say it's pretty good.
I'm happy with it.
So, what year would you say that is? That you picked up the coupe?
Oof. I have no idea.
I don't remember you. Like, I remember the coupe becoming your coupe, but I don't remember you getting it. I don't remember the first time you showing it to me or nothing. I just remember, like, it just showing up.
It was probably 2013.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, because I graduated high school like 2011, 2012-ish, and then I pretty much went straight to college.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure I had the car before I started college. I think when I met Mike, I already had the coupe.
Okay, so take us. Oh, what would you say? Take us from that point in. You got this dope show, rust free, stock everything untouched. Take us from there to, I'd say, your first drift event. Unless there's a shit ton in between you want to get to.
Okay, so let's see here.
Like, what'd you do to it?
So at that point, we were going to college for body. I was going for collision repair body work.
Right.
And so I don't know the order of everything exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I think the first thing that I did was I had the stance coilovers. I had like a big Z32 front brake kit on the hatch. I took all that off. I put it on the coupe. I put the rear arms on the coupe. And then I'm pretty sure the next thing that I wanted to do was paint the engine bay.
Yeah, there's an engine bay paint story being asked for in the chat.
And so, man, I do not remember all the details of this, but let's just throw it down like this. So I was working at O'Reilly's at the time.
Yeah.
And I was friends with Mike. And I think he had some paint guns, or my dad had, I don't even remember. And I was using my mom's garage, and we like tried to make like the makeshift paint booth as we could. So we like stapled plastic to the ceiling around the car, put like a fresh air fan like in the door. And I also believe one of the most important details is that it was like in the middle of winter. It was cold as shit.
Yeah.
And I custom made the paint and didn't write down any of the amounts I put in. So it was like, this is what we got. We got one shot, one opportunity.
Damn.
And we had to get it done. So after like a super long day, I don't know how late it went, Mike, if you can comment on that. But basically, like, we were like shaving the engine bay and priming it and everything. And then we started we started painting, and I didn't know the whole like can't put acrylic over lacquer or lacquer over acrylic and all this and that. So like we're like in the middle of this paint job, and all the high build primer starts bubbling up, and we've already put the rest of the paint in the gun and added all the hardener. So like, dude, we didn't have no other paint. Like, we had to do this.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to make this paint again. I wasted a shit ton of O'Reilly's products trying to make this color. And like, O'Reilly should have sponsored that engine bay. And so Mike's like, fuck, like, I don't know what we're gonna do, blah blah blah. And it was probably his idea. I don't remember. It was a genius idea. But there was like snowbanks outside. So we come up with this conclusion that if we put the paint in the snowbank, it's not going to harden. It's just going to freeze. And then we'll thaw it out later and we'll paint the rest of the engine bay. So
Honestly,
like,
it's pretty good.
we put it in there and we like finished up all the paint work and everything, or all the body work, and reprime it and repaint it. And it's like 2-3 in the morning. And like, it came out awesome. So it was like supposed to be like a 2-hour job, and we probably started at like noon, and it went till like 2 or 3 in the morning.
But you got it done.
And that was probably like one of the first times Mike knew he fucked up. Like, he just bought a shit car from me, and now I got him up at 3 in the morning painting an engine bay.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, so that was awesome. We got that done, and then I was just, all I could really do at that point was like KAs. So I put a KA in it, do overhead cam, put a good clutch, solid motor mounts, one-piece drive shaft, header, intake, cold air intake, all that.
So is that like the KA recipe?
I think it's like, if you're going to have like a stock KA, you're trying to get like every bit of power out of it, and you don't want to lose it in like
Yeah.
all the bullshit.
And I feel you.
So that was pretty much my setup. It actually ran then. And then I don't know the date or the time of the first drift event, but the picture in the top right corner is actually my first drift event, and that's Zach's RX-7 to the right, and that's Trevor's second drift event on the left, and second car as well. But we don't have to bring that up.
The good old fucking red door, or what do you guys call that car?
It's the
mayor
Japan
car or whatever?
Flame.
I don't know. You guys got a
Japan
name for it,
Flame.
I thought.
No, that was a sick event. Like, I still remember it. It was in Madison. I think it was in Madison,
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
Madison, Wisconsin.
It was Speed Society or Slide
or
Society.
Perfect Sound or something like that.
Yeah.
Sponsored.
And it was awesome. It was a good day. I don't know if it was from the tune or something, but like one of the cylinders was like super lean, and it like blew a hole in the stainless header.
Oh,
I was gonna bring it up.
And the car was like just sounding like shit.
It sounded awful.
And I didn't care, and I was like figuring drifting out decent that day, and like I was getting enough. Everyone kept thinking I had an SR in the car. I don't know, like people just didn't use KAs back then or what it was.
Because of the sound or because you were killing it?
Dude, who knows? And I had a shit ton of fun. And
Do you remember how you fixed it?
no, I fixed it.
Yeah. Remember we put a pop can over it, and it melted through instantly.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that.
Yep.
I think I wanted to use plastic zip ties, but
Yeah, we used like a pop can and just like wrapped it around it or some shit. I don't remember exactly how we did it, but it was a pop can on there, and I don't remember if it burnt through almost instantly or if it lasted a little bit, but
So can you two remember what was the layout of cars at this 2016 event?
it wasn't many cars at all.
no.
What were they? Was it all S chassis?
No.
There was actually quite a few 8.6s there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Maybe a couple 350Zs, but not what you see now.
Yeah, maybe one or two. Probably mostly S chassis.
Any BMW that you remember?
Maybe an E36. Maybe one.
Maybe one.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, that's only 7 years ago. And just
Maybe like NerbTech wasn't up there at that time, was it?
I don't think so.
I think I just remember like a silver E36 with black bumpers,
Yeah,
but that's like any of them.
I think you're right. There was definitely a few 8.6s. Like I haven't seen that many 8.6s since like the Slide Society guys up there. That was kind of their thing, and but it was all pretty much low power cars at that time. I mean,
I probably had one of the
I don't
bigger
remember
horsepower cars with
if-
my LS.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know if Trevor's car in that picture had the LS swap in it already or not.
Should have, I think.
So that was probably like the cool shit. You know what I mean? Like big LS swap cars and stuff like that, but like it was still kind of becoming popular.
That's crazy, Russ. I mean, it's been
drove it.
7 years, but it's, only been 7 years.
I drove the RX-7 there and back
I remember you told me
to my first drift event.
I remember you told me that the you got like 26 miles per gallon,
Yeah, it was great.
like there
It
and
was
back.
beautiful. Just in 6, cruising down the interstate, following 2 trailers. We went to Walmart to get tires changed.
Mid-event.
Mid-event, I went to
Oh, I
Walmart
remember
to get
that.
tires changed.
I remember that, dude.
So was it just you two and Trevor there, or was anyone else there, like
Preston
just
was
hanging
there.
out?
Preston was there. Mike, were you there?
I think Mike came with. I don't
I
think
don't
he had a
remember.
car.
Well, no, just talk, just
But-
But I
hanging
think he was
out, or
there. I don't
No,
know.
he wasn't there.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't.
Whatever.
I don't remember. I think it was us, pretty much us. Maybe Stan was there. But
think
I don't think so.
that's crazy, dude.
Eric,
yeah, that
Eric
was-
was there.
Eric,
Yeah.
that was like my first drift event, and I was for a while. I used like this trailer, our farm trailer, and it had like mobile home axles under it, and like all this stuff. Like my dad's always like, if you ever blow a tire out, get a tire for a mobile home.
Wasn't that the one with the deep channels
Oh yeah.
that your car would roll up and then like just scrape the stock OEM fenders?
Yeah, it was a shitty trailer, but it got me to that event, and
Would you
that event really kind of sparked everything off for me. Is like I did decent, and I had low power, and from there I actually kind of went through I think a couple years of not driving for whatever reason. Like I street drove the car, and
So what did you tow that trailer up with?
so
Who towed? Somebody towed for you, didn't they?
maybe Matt.
Maybe, because I remember a picture of you in the back seat.
My buddy Matt Cass might have towed that up there for me.
Damn,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Clifford maybe.
good old Mad Cats, dude.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy just kind of how it all came together. I mean, it's hard to remember that event specifically, but I remember after that event wanting more power,
Mm-hmm.
wanting more angle and all that, because I didn't really have angle kit. I just had like rack spacers, and that was it. I mean, at that time, there was angle kits, but not like there is today.
So what was the next major step in the car?
I remember you talking about LS swapping it for a long time, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden,
Yeah, I remember.
So
that
actually,
too.
yeah, I was gonna LS swap it. I quit. Let's see here. I graduated college. Before I graduated college, I started working at my current job, McLaughlin Motors, doing collision repair, and I ended up buying a 1500 off of a guy there for a tow rig, and then I was saving up to do like this crazy LS swap that was just super unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that is just because of
What part of it was unrealistic?
I wanted to do like this high revving ITB setup,
Oh God.
and I wanted to
Fuck yeah.
I wanted to do force induction as well. So it's basically gonna have like ITB hats and
Yeah.
runners for each throttle body, and then basically like bolt to a flange, like an intake flange that I could like force feed induction through.
Bro, that'd be badass nowadays. I can't imagine that back in like 2016.
And so I had a block. I got a 5.3 block. I was gonna have bored out to 5.7. got a T56. Zach kind of
Oh my God.
Zach kind of got screwed on this deal. We got like 2 for I don't know how many dollars.
2 for like, what was it, $1,800 or something, and you paid like $1,300, and I paid like the extra for this other one that we didn't know if it worked or not, and then it turned out to not.
It was like if you went to like a welding fabrication shop and like swept all the spatter off all the tables and all the saw pieces and then threw it in a trans and then bolted the case back together and sold it to somebody.
Yeah, that was my trans.
Damn.
So like I had a trans, I got like JE forged pistons, I had rods, I had a
It's close.
dual chain billet timing set, I had the heads.
What made you get all this shit? Was there an
Well,
inspiration?
No, it was just something I wanted to do. But what a lot of people don't realize is like I wasn't like fresh into cars, and my dad was restoring cars my whole life. So, I mean, I always, I was looking at these builds that dudes were just dumping off 20, 30, 40, 50 grand, 100
Right.
grand, build me a car. And like now I'm wanting to do that. And I'm making like $8 an hour. You know what I'm saying? And it was actually in my mom's garage where a lot of the stuff started. And one of my good friends, Bruce, I was pretty young, he wrote a triangle on my wall. And it was like, how's it go? Good, fast, cheap. And that was like a thing I still live by today. Like, you can have 2 of the 3. So if you want it to be good and fast, it's not going to be cheap. If you want it fast and cheap, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
So that was something I lived by even then.
And if you want it good and cheap, it ain't gonna be fast.
Yeah. And it's like, so I still was trying to buy good parts. And honestly, like, that was what I wanted to do. I even think Mike was going to do an LS swap. Like, we were going to be LS boys.
Oh, he was. I remember a motor sitting in his garage. I think it was an LT T56 in his garage, but there was a way you could configure it to work on an LS.
Yeah, and I don't know, did you have the video? Or?
Oh, yeah, we want to, okay, so...
This was more than just my turning point, but...
Okay. It's going to be behind Zach's head. Hopefully it has volume, too.
Can you blow it up? Make it bigger?
Oh, they can't hear it. Hold on, we're going to replay that.
Replay that, bro. They got to hear it. Crank that up. It's RV noise. Yeah, so like at this point, I like, it's no video, it's just sound.
It's right behind Zach's head. Oh, fuck.
Come on, dude. Play it again.
One more time.
East Moline, and these guys are going to FD, and we just like talked them into getting it off the trailer and doing a burnout, and they were actually having some issues with the car, so they were like totally cool with doing it.
You gotta start from who's there.
Okay,
who's in the car,
So this is, I think it's either the first or second time that I met my current friend, or our current friend, Kevin Lawrence, who was driving Pro-Am for Injuku Racing. And then he actually won West Palm Drift in that car, and they never paid him out. They like closed it all down. He was supposed to get like 10 or 15 grand to help him make it to Pro 2.
Mm-hmm.
And they skimped out on every dollar, didn't pay him $1, which was pretty shitty.
Damn.
You guys still owe him. And anyways,
Called out.
anyways, so my buddy Dan, who is now my current business partner for Limitless Auto Fab, he knew Kevin from back in the day, and he just come back from the Air Force, not that long ago, and he was living at that house where the burnout was with my other buddy Chris. And so they were coming through the area, and they wanted to hang out. So everyone just went there and hung out, and we talked them into doing the burnout.
Was it hard to talk him into the burnout?
No. Not at all, dude. And so it was pretty sick. And so, like, that night, I was, like, looking at RBs.
So that jazzed you on getting out of the LS.
I was rock hard, dude. I was like, that is the coolest sounding engine I've ever heard.
Was that the first RB you've heard in person and
Yeah.
seen?
I mean, I grew up around V8s.
Yeah, you know.
All small blocks, big blocks, LSs at this point, too. And that was, like, the first thing I heard, and I was like, oh, yeah, I got to have that.
Dude,
and,
they're one of the best sounding motors ever, honestly, in my opinion.
I'm pretty sure we went to filling station that day.
we probably did, Si. If you was here, bro, you'd have got wings, too, man. I promise, bro. I'd have paid. I'd have paid, man. But so like that night, like I still was like on the fence a little bit of RB, but at this point I knew I wanted a straight 6. And you're right, Mike. And what really sealed the deal is when Dan was in Japan for the Air Force, he collected quite a few parts over there. And like I wasn't even really friends with the dude that much at this time. And he was like, I'll tell you what, he's like, if you want to go RB, I got a brand new drive shaft. I got an R33 trans, a short throw shifter, and I'll sell you both of them for $400.
Wow.
Which even at that time, the drive shaft was probably $500 or $450.
Damn.
So I was like, bro, that's a deal. So at this time, I quit working in my mom's garage, and Zach pretty much, like, his garage was my garage for quite a while. Dude, like, literally let me use whatever I could.
His garage is everyone's garage.
Help me out.
My garage was everybody's garage.
Helped me out so much. And I bought an RB. I found one from, it was like PA JDM from Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually got it for $900 shipped to Zach's house.
You're able to ship it to a house?
Yeah.
Wow. Nowadays, they need you to, like, have a loading dock and shit.
Well,
and...
I'll tell you how this went down. So...
There's always a story.
The dude calls me, right? And it's a semi-truck driver. And I'm working at McLaughlin still. And he's like, hey, man. Like, so I'm having, like, PTSD because Saifa, one of the guys in the chat here, our friends, he's got a motor coming to my shop in, like, a week or something. And, like, I'm having flashbacks of this day, like, chasing this dude around before he ships my motor back across the country. And this dude, he's like, the guy who delivered Mike's tire machine dropped off the engine.
On the previous episode, Mike filled in for you, and we talked about his tire machine getting delivered.
That's awesome. So this dude just calls me up, and he's like, hey, man, these power lines are way too low. I can't get back in this neighborhood.
Are you fucking kidding?
No. He's like, so I don't know what you want to do. And I'm like, well, I don't have a forklift. I don't have nothing. I didn't even have a truck at that time. And I was like, I don't know either. So I call up Matt Cass with Clifford, and I'm like, Matt, here's the deal. I don't know if you're working or not, but you got to leave. I need your truck. And homie met me in a parking lot in Rock Island, and we called the semi-truck driver. We told him to meet in this parking lot, and he lowered the Tommy gate as far as he could, and we had 2x4s, and we slid the pallet of the motor out of the back of the semi-truck onto Matt's truck, and then we took it to Zach's house.
So how'd you get it off? You just manhandle it off?
We used an engine hoist and got it off.
Yeah, duh. Okay, never mind.
They make things for that.
Yeah, sorry. My smooth brain came out a little bit there.
But so, like, now that, like, Saifa has an engine coming, like, I'm just, like, waiting for the call telling me that I gotta, like, chase him around town to, like, shove an engine off the back of a truck.
You got a forklift now.
Yeah, you got a fork truck, and you got a spot to
The
get it.
power lines might be too low.
Same dude.
Dude, I was looking at the power lines the other day, like, nuh-uh, not today.
Nah, you should be good.
But so yeah, dude, it was sick. I got the RB. I did like a lot of the basic stuff. Got it in the car, clutch, did the front forward facing intake manifold. Got a wiring, especially harness from my buddy Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, dude, like pretty much got the car running. Zach's garage, like for whatever reason, I was like super impatient, and I don't know if I wasn't working or I called in or had COVID or what, but
I had COVID.
2016.
Yeah.
yeah, but like I wasn't working one day and everyone else was working, and and no one else was working and I was off, and I wanted to put the motor in my car, but like I was having a hard time doing it by myself, so I just took a Sawzall and I just cut the front end of the car off.
Just cut the cord.
Is that when I was in California?
Yeah, probably. I just cut the radiator support off to put the motor in, and that kind of like stemmed the whole fab thing of like doing the tube front end and everything like that, and then it just like the story just continues.
So you did the tube front end right when you did the RB swap.
It was pretty soon
much neck and
after.
neck.
I did the full swap in Zach's garage, and he finally kicked me out after probably taking up his space for like 2 years. And
Because someone else needed
kicked
it.
you out. We probably needed the space for somebody else,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think you got.
I think the
access
car
to the
was
Erie
running.
shop.
And at that time, my dad's his business kind of was trickling down, so he started letting me use his shop out in Erie, which everything kind of ventured there, and that's where a lot of like the limitless auto fab ideas and creations come. But at that point, I didn't know it was going to be LAF. I just knew that I liked doing this.
No.
Okay, so 2016 RB swap. Where are you going from here? What tracks you going to? You know, who you driving with? How is your driving progressing? You know, you got more power now. Did you have any more angle?
Yeah, so not too long after that, I kind of did the full GK Tech angle kit.
Oh damn! Is that a pretty big step?
Yeah. I mean, other than like Wise Fab, which was, big then too. Like that
Yeah.
was kind of like
There was those two.
that was like the thing. I
Right.
mean, there might have been some PBM, but I don't really remember. I got the first version of the GK Tech angle kit, control arms, knuckles, everything. And I still have it on the car today. I'm not gonna say it's that good, but it's on the car and it works.
Yeah, I mean, it must have worked.
But so basically, like at this time, Trevor was drifting, Zach, his car was running, my buddy Preston, Eric, my buddy, had an S14 with an SR in it.
Mike was out there.
Mike had a KA in his car. Soon after, did an RB swap, and we had fun. I mean, Mike had the KA, and he just did be doing like 75 mile an hour and just throw it in the corner.
At what track?
We would go out to Omaha, and yeah, he was running the same KA that I was running in my car,
Damn.
and it was cool, man. Like,
New header, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
yeah, but no, it was cool. So we were driving to Omaha. It was like 5 hours each way, and the track's sick. I still wish they had the track.
Oh, so much.
It's a huge road course, and they actually broke it down into 3 sections of drifting. So, you could do the front one, which was kind of more like beginner level. The one we like to do was just hauling ass, top of third gear, throw it in, And then the back one was badass too because it had a super nice big sweeper at the end.
Yeah.
And it was awesome for tandems. And I got pretty comfy in my car. I got way better driver out there than I did with the KA. I become a lot better. I become more into it for sure. And all of us did because we were going out there all the time. I mean,
4, 5, 6 events
4,
a
5,
year.
6 events a year, and most of those were 2 days. And I mean, we were jamming out there, and it was
That was
awesome.
like a solid 2.5 years of at least once a month through summer going out there. It got expensive.
I did have one little story out there. One time, I got 2 stories. So, one time, my brother-in-law Greg and I went out there. My sister was living in Cali at that time for the military, and he was out there with her, and they come back on leave, and we went up there to go drifting, and my car caught on fire, and like,
Wait, you guys were in it?
oh yeah, dude. So stupid me, I had the exhaust like coming right to the axle, and like now I have the axle too, but I do have a turn down on it. I didn't have a turn down, and I was running like a mix of like race gas or whatever, and there was so on the S13, you have this you have the two rubber lines that come off of the sending unit, and then they go to the hard lines underneath the chassis, and there was a pinhole in one of them. So I didn't know it.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a pinhole just spraying race gas across the back of the car and soaking the plastic insulator on top of the fuel tank. And I'm like popping flames out of the rear. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And so I throw the car in the first corner, and it's hot as shit in the car, dude. And I mean, it was hot out, so I didn't think too much of it. And then my brother-in-law looks at me and he's like, dude, it is hot as shit in here. And I jokingly say, either that or the car's on fire. And I'm like laughing it off. And like we're like going through the corner and realize, oh shit, the car's on fire. And we're just like getting cooked, dude. And so I didn't know what to do. Prior to this, we've had bad accident where Trevor and Bert.
So this was after that.
Yeah, they had to give up a chassis because it got totaled.
Yeah.
They were following some douchebag on this track, and he was going too fast. But that was me. But anyways, so yeah, I knew that the service out there was like crap for ambulance and track officials, which is horrible. Like, you spend that money, and I know the people putting on the events is spending a lot of money for ambulance and track officials. So like, you should have good access to track officials and fire extinguishers and all that. And I didn't have a fire extinguisher at the car at that time. It wasn't part of tech.
Damn, really?
Yep. I'm actually the reason.
Yeah, it became part of
It
tech.
became part of tech.
Wow.
And so I knew that if I parked the car on the track and got out, that the car was going to burn.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually drove to the end. We got out, popped the trunk. One of this dude that I'm friends with now, Caleb, he threw me a fire extinguisher, and then two other people jumped out with fire extinguishers, and we put the fire out because it was on top of the fuel tank. And yeah, that was some crazy shit. And I got hosed that event so bad because the only auto parts store was this mom and pop's one, and they wouldn't let me run unless I had a fire extinguisher, and I wanted to replace the other ones I used.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought 3 fire extinguishers, and then a 90-degree turn down, and some 5/16 hose, and it was $345.
Oh my God.
So I just put it on a credit card.
Oh, that's what you do.
Sponsored by Capital One. And so anyways, like, I had that happen out there. Like, dude, we had a lot of fun out there. Zort, it was O'Drift Collective that was putting on the event.
Dude, I haven't heard that name forever.
And Zort was the main one in charge, and Steve and Jake were still involved with it. And but they were awesome. Like, at the end of the year, he would buy like 2 kegs of beer, like 40 pizzas. He'd have raffles for like steering wheels, handbrakes,
Zort or
DeWalt drills and impacts.
impacts.
Zort
Yeah,
did?
Zort did.
Oh yeah, they
And,
used all the extra money and actually threw a big banger party.
And it was awesome, dude.
I never actually got to talk to him, but at least one-on-one, but he always seemed like just a super cool dude.
So this night in particular was actually like the progression of the RB, because I got hammered, absolutely hammered drunk, and I shouldn't have. Side plug your ears. I'm a good kid. And yeah, dude, I got hammered drunk, and like apparently they had a burnout competition, and like I did
What
not.
do you mean apparently?
Dude, I didn't even know I was in it. And so like
So what's the time frame of this?
October.
Of 16?
No, probably 18.
Yeah, probably 18.
Okay.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so.
17 or 18. And
When did you start coming around?
20. My first event I went to was in Omaha, and it was, I think, the first event that Mike had a painted car. A full white KA. I think.
So you might have just missed that event.
I was talking to you guys when you guys went to this event, but I didn't go to it.
so yeah, like was with Matt Cass again, and we're like pulling in the next day of the track, and it was Sunday morning, and like we go to the gate to like, you know, give him our name and let us through, and dude's like, "Bro, you freaking killed that shit last night," and I'm like, whatever, shook it off. And we like keep going. I'm like, Matt, what's he talking about, bro?
Were you a little hungover?
Nah, bro, I was young and dumb. Like I didn't get hungover, dude.
Damn, what an animal.
And anyways, so like yeah, like we're like making it back to like the pits and the trailer, and everyone's like high fiving me and like, bro, that shit was sick. You know what I mean? And like, come to find out, I just did this like stupid burnout the night before, and I guess they were like making like a super legit video for O Drift Collective, but like when they filmed me and they're like, "What do you think about this event?" Like all I said was like, "I'm."
Were you sitting in the car just ready to go?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know, bro.
What?
No, I was told that like I was drinking and eating pizza, and Matt. Someone said there was a burnout competition, and Matt tried to keep me out of my car, but I just like sprinted in my car and like jumped in line. And I was like, and Matt's like, "What are you doing? You've been drinking." And I was like, "I'm gonna win." And he told me, he's like, I just was like, whatever, bro. And so I didn't realize it until the next morning, and I'm trying to drive my car, and I have no boost. Like, there was no boost in the car.
Yeah. And
so I was like super butthurt about it, blah, blah, blah. And dang, late 2017. So yeah, I take it home and I pull the turbo out, and I just snapped the whole exhaust shaft off the turbo. So there was just no shaft, no wheel, no
From that
nothing.
burnout?
From the burnout.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. Like, I went out like a true champ, you know? Probably looked like a retard. And, yeah, so that was like the new era of like bigger turbo, injectors, everything else. And, I actually pulled it apart, and the block had like metal in it. I don't know, you ever had metal in a block?
I remember you had me look at the oil pan.
Oh, dude.
Because there was metal in the oil pan.
Yeah. If you look on my Instagram, JBESS 240, there's some old pictures on there that are pretty unique. I should have put them up here, but I forget about some of these moments until I'm in the moment.
Right.
But yeah, so I pulled the oil pan off, and there was metal in it. I think it was just from like the bearings in the turbo or something shit out and went down the turbo drain.
I'm sure.
And so, dude, it was crazy. Like, I didn't really know that many people in drifting then, and I was like, dude, I need a new block, blah blah blah. And so like, I'm staying at my mom's in Moline. And I get on Marketplace, and there's a dude 5 blocks from my house selling a fully built RB25, bottom end. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, bro. And I knew the guy. His name was Cameron Beek. And he was putting it in a 300ZX. And I get there, and he wanted $800 for it. And I'm like, cool, it's still in my car today. And I was like, bro, that's cool. I'm like, so what's the story?
Yeah.
And he's like, I kept snapping camshafts in half on the dyno at Sound Performance. So like, initially, like right away, I was like super concerned. I'm like, oh, dude, like, he put too small of an oil restrictor in the oil passage to fix the oiling issue, or put it in the wrong oiling passage, or like there's something wrong here. So I was like super hesitant, but like I just acted cool and let him keep talking. Mm-hmm. And the next thing out of his mouth was, yeah, those Tomai cam cap studs, they're shit. Every time I would zip them on with my half-inch impact, they snap off.
Oh, my God.
So I come to the conclusion, this block's fine. I said, did you build the block? No, I had a shop build the block. I'm like, cool, I'll buy it. As long as you didn't touch it with anything. Because,
Damn.
so this dude basically parted out a whole build just because he didn't know how to put cam caps on right. They're like 22-inch pounds.
Yeah, it's just snug.
It's crazy.
Damn. So 2018. Now, did you already have your current turbo?
No. So I got that block and then 98.
Oh, damn.
Sorry,
Mike's bringing out the torque specs.
And all I know is if you take a 1/4-inch ratchet after they're hand tight,
Yeah.
you do like 1.5 turns.
Yeah.
And he did 3 Ugga Duggas, dude.
Dude, that's
But,
ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So yeah, basically after that, I was good friends with Kevin Lawrence at this time, and like dude was helping me out with everything, like anything he had left over from the car could get me a smoking deal on, and so I actually figured out where. Probably can't say that. So, I met this dude, or he introduced me to this dude that owns a shop called Turbo Bay Performance down in Tampa, and his name's Matthew. Still talk to him to this day. He's a cool dude, and they like rebuild turbos and build turbos, and he's also like a warranty guy for like Garrett and stuff. So I was like, oh, he's got to do good work,
Right.
And so I got my GTX 3076R from him for like $900, and it's probably like China housings and stuff, but it's got Garrett cartridges in it and all that. So I did that, put some 750cc side feed injectors in it, and tried to take it for a rip. And it actually ripped good. So one of my friends, Trevor, I was like, hey, dude, like I don't have the dash in the car. I don't got the seats in the car. I got nothing, bro. But I cannot see the boost gauge. And he's like, well, what do you want me to do, bro? And I was like, sit in the car and hold the gauges. So we're like out on the old country road, and he's sitting there. He's got one hand holding the gauges, one hand holding my dash bar, because I had a cage in the car by Xiaomi Garage at this point. And yeah, dude, so I'm like all of first, all of second, all of third. And so we're doing like 102, 105 mile an hour going down this country road. And like Trevor's scared of nothing, but like he's screaming at the top of his freaking lungs, bro. He's just like, oh my God, you know? And like, I mean, I didn't tell him I was going to do that.
Right.
But I was having fun, bro. And so like, we're like, dude, this thing is a straight ripper, you know? And I did have some more issues after that. Cam angle sensor, and all I had was issues. I literally had issues from like 2020 till now.
But you got them fixed.
Finally.
Let's go to that.
So you got them fixed up to this latest drift event, right?
Yeah, this drift event,
And
this drift event was pretty fun.
And this is what the car looks like now.
Yeah, this is a current picture. And I gotta say, like, the last few years, like, I've just been working on other people's cars, a little bit of mine. But, like, going back to this event with not all, but most of the homies, people hanging out that weren't driving, the cars running right. Like, dude, this is what drifting's about, man.
So tell now, so they got a picture of what the car looks like. So tell them now, they know it's a built motor, they know the turbo, but what are you doing? You know, how much boost you're running? What's your power? Are you still on the stance coils and the GK Tech kit? I mean,
so
what's your setup power?
follow up right now. Honestly, it's a pretty simple setup. It's other than built RB25. It's on the 3076. It's making about 600 wheel horse at about, I think we're doing like 30 or 32 pounds of boost. It's legitly got the same all the old suspension in it. It's got Godspeed arms in the rear. Seriously, bro. It's got Megan tension rods in the rear. Stock lower control arms. It's got Godspeed rear sway bar.
Mm-hmm.
The front end's got a 7-year-old GK Tech angle kit, a GK Tech sway bar.
And the shit still rips.
And stance coilovers from 2013.
And the shit still rips.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
So, I mean, we did go through the car, new wiring harness. Dan hooked me up on that. Did a really good job. We put a Haltech in it. We put some PRP goodies for cam and crank trigger. And we put a power tune digital dash in it. So that fixed most of the car because most of the car was wiring issues. That was pretty much it. I either had the wrong harness from a different Gen RB.
Mm-hmm.
It was just 30 years old through thousands of heat cycles. Or,
Well,
something along that was wrong with it.
I'll be honest. It didn't look like a wiring specialties harness. It looked like
It was like Gen 1.
It just looked. I mean, yeah, maybe it was like one of the first ones they did for RVs, but it just looked old.
Yeah. So the car's ripping now. I did the Sylvia front end conversion on it. It's got 2F performance kit, DR57 wheels because Cy talked me into it.
Yeah.
And that guy, man, he can make me spend money. I feel like it's like this is what I get because I become friends with Mike and I made him spend a crap ton of money.
Yeah.
Like it was all stuff he wanted, but like, dude, I just like poke the bear until he spent the money. And then Cy comes along and I don't know how, but he just has a way to make me spend money and it sucks. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, someone has to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, dude, like now I got like a whole different perspective on drifting. So now it's like, I'm going to fix the little things that are wrong with my car that I don't like. And I just want to go drift with my homies. Like, do I still want a street car? Yeah, I do. But like, dude, I had so much fun driving my car.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's like driving's half of it, but hanging out with your friends is the other half, dude.
So I didn't upload the picture, but did you have any issues at that event?
So my only issue was that I kept blowing these stupid turbo couplers apart.
And when we say apart, we mean apart.
Yeah. And it really pissed me off, but I did get I went through like a 4-year period of like no laps, dude. Like maybe 2 good laps.
Yeah.
And so like by this point in the day, I already got like 10 or 12 solid laps and the car was doing everything I wanted.
It was hot.
So like I didn't really care.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is a simple issue. I felt more stupid than anything because like any customer car or build that we do, I'm like, yo, we got to put a Cast 90 elbow on the turbo. That's just what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You do a Cast 90 and you do a transition to the right intercooler piping. And it was like, that's what we do. So I was kind of like butthurt at myself. And then I kind of got over it. And I was just like, well, let's see what we can do. And the dude, I'm sorry, I don't not remember names. But it was kind of like weird how many people knew me through the Limitless Auto Fab brand and shop. And a lot of people just wanted to help already. But they're like, oh, dude, like, stoked to help you. Glad to put a face with your name type thing. And it was awesome. So dude brings me a coupler. I put it on. I do like 2 or 3 laps. I blow it in half. Zach comes up to me. He's looking at it. We're all looking at it. We're talking about heat, reasons why it could be breaking. And his idea, whoever's, I really don't remember. We come to the conclusion of if we can rotate the compressor housing as much as we can towards the strut tower, get the coupler away from the turbo manifold heat, maybe it will last longer. So we did that and end up shredding the rest of the weekend. And so
Fuck yeah.
And the parts to fix it right will be here tomorrow. So
Nice.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So we were there Saturday. We watched your rib. It was great. What was Sunday like? Because we weren't there. Did they do? There's a normal layout at Cedar Rapids that is their OG layout, which is a straight with a manji to a 90-degree hairpin to a bank with a manji in the middle and then another bank and then a 90 or a hairpin at the end. What is the other layout? Did they run a second layout or? This is mainly just I want to know.
yeah, so first of all, Mike and I thought the track didn't start till like 10, or I don't remember, but we thought it started later, and it was like 8:45. So we ended up getting there like 9, and yeah, they were running the reverse OG layout. So you basically grid up on the outside NASCAR track bank, and then you come in, you do a hairpin down to the inner bank, and then you bang out the inner bank, you transition here, you hit out the other bank, and then usually you kind of cut this corner short, but they actually followed exactly, and they did like the full hairpin, which was pretty sick, and it's kind of uphill, so you could get into that, just stand on throttle and kind of ride the wall. And then I was getting a little crazy and grabbing third and hitting the big bank the rest of the way around. And so we get there, and there's like no one on track.
Because a lot of people don't like that reverse layout, I think.
I don't know why, dude. That is my favorite layout, and no one can get like the first part down. They spin the car out. So Mike and I were just like out there just hot lapping it. Like, dude, we were the only ones out there. Like, we're just hot lapping it. And then, yeah, dude, reverse is so fun. Like, people are sleeping on reverse. I don't get it. I think it's crazy because the OG layout per se, like that hairpin, you throw it up at the wall, and then it's a downward grade.
Yeah.
When you're trying to pick up, you're trying to get the car to grip up, and then project yourself into the outside zone of that first bank. It's hard.
And it goes downhill and then back uphill too. So
yeah, it's hard.
So you're losing grip on the downhill and then trying to come back and around it. It's kind of a funky layout. And, I mean, people like it because I think it's more low power friendly. But
I think they just like the entry.
they just like throwing it at the wall, I think.
Yeah, honestly.
But like, you can do that with the reverse as well. Like, you can take off grid. You can manji it towards the right, flick it up, handbrake it, and come in. But it is on a grade too. Like, you gotta kind of have a lot of throttle modulation there, really, to kind of like get the car not to flip. But then you can just stand on it, like even a low power car, and then coming out when you're exiting from the OG entrance, like it's an uphill hairpin just a little bit, and you can just literally just stand on it, and you're gonna just walk right out of it. And there's still a wall right there. So, I don't know. That's my favorite layout. Mike and I were crushing it, having way too much fun. I ended up running out of fuel on the track. And I was like, so I'm like all the way at the end. The dude at grid can't see me. And Matt Hankmeyer or whatever's car caught on fire. So all the other track officials were like over there. So I'm just like sitting on grid, and homies just sending cars.
Were you on the grass or were you like actually on track?
I was on track.
Oh, shit.
And so, like, dude, I'm sitting there, and there's like 10 cars have already gone. And I'm like, all right. So I just call Mike. I'm like sitting in my car. I'm like, yo, Mike. And he's like, well, where'd you go? And I'm like, bro, I'm out here running out of gas. He's like, well, they just keep sending cars. And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, don't get out of the car. And I'm like, all right. So, yeah, he goes up, tells the dude at grid. Dude couldn't see me, so he stops the track. We fill the car full of fuel, and we keep going. We go back to grid. Our buddy Ethan shows up, and I'm jazzed, bro. Like, I'm feeling it. Like, I feel like I'm finally back in my car. I feel like I'm driving how I should be driving. And I'm like, yo, Ethan, bro, we're about to get some sick tandems. And the next thing is they shut the track down. And they're like, yeah, we're going to shut the track down. No one's running. So we're going to figure out what layout everybody wants to run.
Man.
Yeah, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, just because you can't run a layout, bro, like, don't you think you should practice on other skills driving as well? Because that's how I feel. Just because it's hard, you shouldn't just not drive it.
Yeah.
You'd think.
I mean, have you drove the track?
OG layout.
What did you think of it?
Well, you got to make a corner to really think anything of it.
I mean,
it's I don't like it I don't like the first part of it for beginner drivers. I mean, it's very intimidating.
Yeah, it definitely is.
But
have you drove Cedar Rapids?
I've driven Cedar Rapids one time, and I don't even think they did OG layout.
Oh, dang.
That was probably a scrapyard event.
My my one and only time I've done Cedar Rapids, we started over on the big bank. So it would be almost like reverse. So start on the big bank, hit the big bank in, then
Oh, yeah.
hairpin.
Oh yeah.
So you don't have to be up on that wall. So then you hairpin in, come around the bank, and then you're there.
Yeah, there's so many layouts.
That are available.
Jesus Christ. Mike said he tried the big bank in the KA. That's
What
kind
KA?
of.
Was he KA? at
He
Cedar
was
Rapids?
KA, bro.
Yeah, he's been KA at Cedar Rapids.
Damn.
I remember I was trying to
know that.
tandem with what's his name with that 3rd gen Camaro with the 5th gen front.
Dustin Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ree.
I was trying to follow him, and he was way up on the bank, and I was down on the bank just to try to keep up.
Heck
It was
yeah,
bad.
dude.
That car is so fast.
Initially, I was like, kind of didn't care for the track. But it's like, dude, it's an hour and 15-minute drive. Like, I left the track last Sunday, and Nick and I, like, put in the GPS, and I'm like, dude, it's an hour and 15 home. And he's like, bruh,
Yeah,
Dude, it's great.
that's sick.
we left without a trailer. It's like right at hour 5.
Yeah, we made it home in less than an hour.
Yeah.
Like, driving to Omaha every weekend, 5 hours each way, dude, it's rough.
The
Especially those
the way
Sunday
back,
nights.
yeah, the way back's like the way there, you're hyped to drive, right?
Yeah.
The way home, bro. Dude, I remember Mike and I decided to leave at like 10 p.m. on like a Saturday.
Oh.
Because we're like, we just want to fucking get it. We don't want to have to wake up early and fucking, deal with it. Bro, we almost crashed like so many times.
The worst drive home was the drive home of the crash.
Oh,
Just
boy.
driving home, sore as shit, pissed at BESS because he made it happen.
Dude,
Knowing that my car is
this is bullshit.
literally totaled on the trailer. Like, the car is not, like, we all knew those cars were done.
Yeah.
And then we pull them off into my garage, and we look at my strut tower, and both strut towers are over. Trevor's block is cracked.
Yeah, that was crazy, dude. Like, it wasn't my fault though.
We'll have to get into the crash when we have Trevor on, because that's a whole nother story where he's more involved than BESS. BESS was involved, but kind
So-
of the cause.
Did you spin?
No,
Oh,
No,
okay.
I did.
You did.
like I said, I wasn't the. Nah.
So,
So did you have like a killer run?
bro,
Were you just like, did you have a jammer and then you're like, where's everyone else?
he had a jammer and a half, and like we were pretty close to each other all
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, BESS must have dropped it down into like another gear and got another 10 miles an hour or something. And I was on him because I thought we were still like driving the same thing. And he made the corner and I did not. And Trevor was right behind me too. So he must have been fucking hauling the mail also. So I spun, Trevor hit me. We totaled 2 cars.
I mean, we were lead running, and like I think his GPS was like mid-90s, So like we're cooking.
yeah, we were moving.
I mean, yeah, they scrubbed some speed, but they probably still hit doing like 70.
Well, yeah, we can get into it more later. I was just actually curious on those questions.
the one time I don't have a video of
Yeah.
a run is that crash. Nobody has it on video.
Damn.
It was the last
All-
run of that season.
All the events like towards the end out there, I like really wanted to have more power. I was like transitioning, and I would clutch kick through the transition, like doing everything I could to get more power.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Just imagine driving Omaha in your car now.
that's what I want to do, dude. Like my car's done, Mike's car shreds.
I'm sure you guys could
like
private day it.
dude, to go up there and relive that track with our current cars, power, and skill, dude, would be awesome.
Yeah.
We should try to like set a goal for like October.
Yeah,
I'm sure you guys could private date, honestly.
It would be sick.
I like how you keep saying you guys.
Someone's
Oh, I'd go.
someone's hitting October. They're gonna have their card in.
Well, yeah. Let's get realistic here.
October 1st.
October 1st.
Yeah, that's my realistic date when you're gonna have your card in.
All right.
Which car?
You gonna help me?
FC.
Ooh, I like that noise.
I would love to get it done.
What's
I think getting the BMW done and out of my way, I am so pumped on working on my car. I've never been so amped to want to work on the RX-7.
What
And
did
now the
the-
BMW is like in my way.
Sell it.
what did,
Anybody want to buy a BMW?
Heck yeah.
4,500 as is right now.
3 people. Who's the third?
You,
Sai?
you, bud.
Well, that's 2.
1, 2, 3.
I mean, I'll have a
But
running
yours
car.
yours is running. I don't.
He's saying it's still gonna be running.
Oh, okay. Well, Sai too.
Yeah. So we all go to Cedar Rapids. I know you guys didn't drive, but
Well, I drove there.
how hyped or not hyped did that event make you guys? Because me personally, it was like old school days.
Bro, I was
100%.
on one.
Yeah, he
I
was-
was
he was a
like
fucking menace.
fucking giddy little high school kid again. I was having so much fun.
I haven't felt that way since one of the 2 days from Omaha. I mean, everyone was there. Everyone was jamming. I mean, everyone was just having a good time. I mean, I got to catch up with people I haven't seen in years, literally. So, yeah. I mean, it was a great Saturday for me. I didn't come up Sunday, but Saturday night was amazing.
Yeah, that's how I thought about it. It was like, I had a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, when I blew that coupler on my car, like, I was like totally okay. I was like, dude, like I'm still gonna have fun. I'm gonna hang out with my dudes.
But the thing is,
and
like, you
like there's a good vibe. You know what I
it's
mean? Like,
2.5 hours home and back.
Yeah.
it was gonna happen.
We were talking about cutting my turbo up and getting it. So
Bro, the comment Sai made there is like, you know, I hope media got pics of me and T-Dog. It's funny to me because like Trevor didn't even bring a car.
He always
and-
gets to drive.
And he was shredding up that Z of Oscars, bro. And Sai seen that and he's like, I'm following, boy.
oh yeah.
And
I
he
think
was
one
telling
of-
me how much he learned just from following him, and it's like, dude, like this is so essential to getting better. Like even me now, like if there's someone else that's really doing good on a track, like I want to follow him, you know?
Yeah. I only have one gripe about that last event. As Zach and I were leaving,
Oh yeah.
we see this kid go out in a GTO, no helmet on, 2 cars following him.
Yeah.
For real?
For real.
Dead
No
serious.
helmet.
And I'm like, bro, that's sketchy.
I thought the baseball helmet was sketchy, and then seeing that as we walked out, I was like, "Oh boy, like how did that slip through the
Like,
cracks?"
I don't know, if they just weren't paying attention because they were pretty much just fucking sending him at the end,
Yeah.
which, I get it. It was like 10:30. But that was, that kind of put some chills down my spine.
I would love to run an event there,
Do it.
but I don't know how we would construct volunteers to run this event
So we could drive.
and us all be able to drive. Because like if our group of friends puts an event on, like Mike and I have talked before, like, taking it over and like putting events on. It's like, well, how do you do all that and drive? So it's
Yeah.
almost like you're doing one or the other. Like, do you want to grow pretty much 100% invest your time and effort into like growing the drift community and having events there? Or, do you just support by showing up and kind of like, dude, there's all kinds of little kids there. So like, I think it's important to kind of, I don't know, like portray like how you want them to build cars.
I get that, but would you put it on with Untamed Antics, or would you just throw it by yourself?
I'm dead.
Damn, he calling you out, bro.
That's actually a really good idea, bro.
Just make my kids
Just
run
make
grid.
your kids
Dax is
run.
over there like, yeah, go.
Yeah, he's sending cars. Wow. Good job, Cy. They'll all be crying at the end of the night because of Mike, but
My kids.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But no, like I think we just keep going, supporting the events, you know, like we sponsor things if we can, but just like us going and like having good looking cars and trying to treat people as decent as you can goes a long ways because
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the cars that come up from here to there, 9 times out of 10 are the best looking cars there and best performing.
I don't
Yeah.
want to
There's a couple other cars that I would call
but,
out, like
yeah.
Like there was a 1.5 JZ, BRZ or something like that. Dude was killing it. I don't know dude's name.
He runs around with Clayton.
Yeah, he was staged up with Clayton.
Small
Killing it.
crimes were there.
Small crimes, dope cars, and they got good, good talent.
Yeah.
But like, other than that, bro, like, fucking.
But like that's what I'm saying though is like when you're building a drift car, like yeah, you have your own vision and everything like that, but like if you're hanging out with a bunch of clapped out cars, you're gonna have a clapped out car.
Yeah, I agree with
That
that.
is what it is. So if we bring, as clean of good looking cars as we can, well performing cars, and you got small crimes, and you got JWT Fab, I forgot his name. He had that Coyotes that it was actually
that was sick.
It was actually a GT350R Voodoo engine. Dude, the engines are like $25,000, bro.
Yeah.
Like he got a good deal on it, but the amount of work he had in that car is insane to me.
Yeah, those that car was fucking sick.
Cy brings up a good point. Media tries not to take pictures of ugly cars. The problem is sometimes some events, all you get are like some ugly cars. So then media has to pick and choose like, okay, I'm not even going to shoot half of this event. But like, I always loved scrapeyard events because the media always showed up and always those cars normally at the scrapeyard events were always pretty good.
Yeah, they look good.
Getting those guys coming down and stuff.
Yeah.
That's another thing. You could always think about doing it with scrapeyard, but that's another time.
I mean, there's more things there
Oh,
than
yeah.
that. We've definitely tried to do all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see gremlins lining up in any other fucking pit.
Oh, bro.
So
So
Ethan,
it was like that all weekend, but I feel like Sunday morning was just as bad too. Like Mike and I go out and there's like no cars driving. And we go out and like we both laid down 2 laps. Like I thought we both laid down like some pretty solid bangers.
Like together.
Yeah, together, tandems. And I don't know if he followed me on the big bank or not. I don't know. But regardless, like, dude, that was a banger run for both of us. And, dude, like, I don't know if he was thinking it, but, like, we come back in the pits. And in my head, I was like, am I going to pit or am I going to go again? And, like, we come around, bro, and there's, like, 22 kids standing in our pits with helmets. And Nick, he's just, like, standing by the fence, probably just like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, where the hell did all these kids come from? And I'm pretty sure they just, like, stole all Mike's waters and everything. You know what I mean?
my God.
Like, I don't know what was going on, but it was crazy, dude. Like, we come back in the pits, and it was like, where's LZ, bro? Like, all these kids were looking for LZ. Mike and I were just like, nope, we're going again.
Oh my God.
It was horrible. I finally had to, like, actually say, like, I gave one kid a ride, and I come to the conclusion that every kid that got in my car, because I was pissed, I made them follow all my social media. So like I was like, if you want to ride, you have to follow JBESS 240 and Limitless Autofab. Give me your phone. I'm gonna make you follow them, and then I would just play it off as like, yeah, dude. So send me any cool pics or videos you get of this ride, and then on to the next one. So dude, I got like 10 extra followers Saturday
Sick.
and Sunday. I was pretty bummed.
Damn. Yeah. seeing them just hover around was just like, I get ride-alongs are dope, but
Cedar Rapids does cater to spectators a little bit better than RPM did.
Yeah, but
Because
like
there
you
wasn't
couldn't
really,
see.
yeah.
it's all a money thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, granted, last year or the year before, I think it was last year, you had some hillbilly yee guy come in there, all drunk, underage, get in a fight,
Yep.
get the cops called,
I was there.
all that. So they're like, okay, we're gonna start charging people to go in the pits because it's gonna weed out the idiots. And then I'm pretty sure they're just like, hey, I think it's $20 to get in, and then $10 to go in the pits.
No, it was
20. One day was $10 to get in, $10 for pits. I don't know what
Okay.
the 2 days was.
So it's like, dude, it's like, and then like Mike said, they advertise it as free ride-alongs.
Yeah.
Because, dude, they get another 20 people in there, they're making money.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it didn't weed out the idiots, bro.
Brought in more.
It was stupid, man. Like, I don't mind giving ride-alongs, but I'm sitting on grid, and man, I wish this would have happened to Mike instead of me, because it would have just been way funnier. But like, I'm sitting on grid, and I'm in the far right lane, gonna run single, and homie jumps over the wall and opens my door and sits in the car, and it was like, homie, he's like, hey bro, you doing ride-alongs? Dude's already in my car.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I was furious. I wanted to punch this dude. And I was like, he's like grabbing the seatbelt, and the seatbelt wasn't bolted up. I didn't know that. And he's like, I'm like, nah, dude, seatbelt don't work. Get out of my car. I'll be back around. I got to fix it. So like, homie just sat there all night waiting me, and I'd like keep coming back around. I'm like, sorry, I haven't fixed it yet. You know, like, dude, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, bro, you don't just jump in someone's car.
Hell no.
So, in my opinion, they should set up a better way to do ride-alongs. Like, they should have, a section to where people that want to go on ride-alongs.
They should have like a time frame.
Or they should say, like, maybe have a lane if you want to give out ride-alongs.
Or that.
ooh, that could
You
work.
know what I mean? Say, like, okay, this lane, if you're in this lane, you can ask to get a ride-along. Leave the other people alone. Like, dude, Mike had like 20 kids coming in and out of his enclosed trailer. We didn't know where half of the stuff was.
Oh,
His waters were
be
gone.
pissed.
All our waters are gone. But then again, Nick brought him, and he was handing them out like Kool-Aid, which was cool. But like, like, dude, there was so many people hanging out over there. It was crazy.
Yeah, I know. We had a lot of people going up there.
We're gonna have to get out like velvet ropes and stuff and rope off our pits.
Honestly, like, I know that comes off kind of douchey, but like I've thought about that.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we need spots to work on our car and hang out too.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. So the next event is July 1st.
July 1st, and I heard you're gonna have the E46 there.
I will have the E46 there. I got my gasket kit yesterday.
Sick.
So gasket kit's here.
Did you find that E8?
I haven't even looked for it. It's not in the bucket of oil. I checked there again. And the heads are coming off, or the head is coming off. Replace gasket. Everything.
Wait, I thought we were putting it back together.
Well, we have to take it apart to put it back together.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. You're watching over him, right?
Yeah, he lost my sockets. We can't, go any further until he finds my socket.
Oh, Jesus.
Because he had to get a BMW that used,
So I want to
inverted
know
and
if you're tandeming
torques
with
and
him.
shit.
Let me at least figure out what this car does first. You got to remember, Si, I haven't driven in 5 years.
2017,
2018.
2018.
I'll tandem with you, Si. I'm down.
You should.
First.
Yeah, I already tried that.
Sai's gonna be fucking. He's gonna be fucking boosted boy.
Bro. So we go
Next
to the
event.
We go to the drift event, right? That's what I'm saying, bro. Cy was killing it, and he's like, JB, I didn't do no good, right? So I'm like, Sunday, what are you doing? Dude's on the simulator all Sunday, right? Dude, like, I don't even know if this kid's sleeping right now, bro. Like, he's on the simulator. And what's up, Matt?
We were talking about you, Matt.
Yeah, we were. And Yeah, so like Sai's been on the sim like nonstop. Like I don't know if he's sleeping right now,
Yeah.
but he told me that come next drift event, like we're tandeming, and he's gonna go out there and slay.
I'd be surprised if he hasn't petitioned to set a course to get a
He's,
Hawkeye
he's
Downs
on it
there.
right now, bro.
What up, Matt?
So yeah, Matt, I was talking about you earlier, dude. You hauling me around to like my first drift event, and then I don't know if you remember, but I'm gonna go back for 1 second, guys, on when I got my RB, and we had to meet the truck driver in the parking lot and shove the motor out of the back of the truck into your truck in the middle of a workday. Anyways, that shit was crazy. Thank you.
Do you know what's crazy is when we pulled my first rotary out, you helped out of the vert, and then Matt Cass was there out of everybody. Like I didn't even know the guy. He's just there helping Zach and I.
When was this?
Shit.
A long time
2017.
Shit. Look at
Crazy.
Sai.
Bro, he's got us fucking side by side. What a guy.
Dang, bro.
This guy.
True fan.
Yeah, Sai's a good guy. I knew he was living on that sim though. I'm like he got a food tray on the left and everything. My man's eating over here. He got the computer over here and he's still driving. Like
He's got the dash with the cup holder.
he got the VIP tray folded
Right.
down just like his car and stuff.
So when does his motor show up? Do you know?
No, we don't know. I think I can't remember what he told me. I think it's in the States.
Okay.
But far as like when it's gonna be at the shop, I don't have a date yet.
You know what? That's probably some good questions for when we have him on. We
Yeah.
need to get him on.
Yeah, you're right.
So
I drove the parade lap. Of course he fucking did, dude.
Bro. Dude, so like Sai's one of our good friends for anyone watching that doesn't know. And this dude can just eat. And we go to the McDonald's, and the day of this drift event on Saturday, and we're all hungry, and they order first, and like everyone orders, and then like I just see Sai talking to the screen for like 3 minutes, you know what I mean? I'm just like, homie just ordered everything. And then we get up to the window, and we order our food, and they're like, yeah, it's going to be a 15-minute wait. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, what did he buy? Anyway.
Guy. Anything else you want to talk about there, Zach?
do I want to talk about?
Yeah. Any questions you got for old
You know what? I
JBESS?
want you to just give a brief little shout out about your shop, Limitless, and stuff like that. Plug yourself, my guy.
Well, I got a link right there. If you guys need any, right now, we're kind of limited on bash bars, but we got S13 front rears. We got E36 front rears, 350Z front rears. We got some IS stuff coming out. We got Miata pretty much done.
E46 coming out.
Yeah. Really this year we're just we're cutting back on a lot of the customer work. When we get Trevor's car finished up, I got one vehicle to do after that, and I need a straight FC with stock frame rails. So can't be him and can't be him.
Mm-mm.
So Nick, I think you're up, buddy. But yeah, we're just gonna keep developing parts. Hoping to. I learned this last weekend that one of my friends is pretty good at website design and stuff. So hoping to get with them and get this new website up and going.
Nice.
Being able to supply people with a lot more parts than bash bars and catch cans, and hopefully by the end of the year we got a lot more products, a lot more manufacturers that we can sell and offer, and go from there.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No.
Can I schedule for exhaust work?
He said no customer cars.
Yikes. You want to plug your Instagram, plug anything else before we hit the road here?
Plug my Instagram if you
No,
want.
I mean, anybody wants to follow up on me, it's JBESS240 on Instagram, and then limitless_auto_fab on Instagram for the shop, or check out the Facebook or the website, and that's pretty much all I got.
Anything
Nice.
else there, bud?
I'm good. That was a good one.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you. It only took us 39 episodes, but you finally
It
showed
only
up.
took us 39 episodes, but we got him.
We got him.
Alrighty.
Now he's gonna be like, "Hey, I want to come back. When's the next one?"
Well, also, everyone who's watching, no FD companion this weekend.
We'll see.
There's not gonna be an FD companion. This weekend.
We'll see.
What?
I'm out of town.
He's out of town, so we're gonna have to run the show.
Can we do it?
No.
We'll talk after this. All right, guys. Thanks for watching,
No.
and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.